All right, good morning, everybody. It is 10:30. Hello, everybody. So glad you are here today. We are celebrating our first week of summer and National Safety Month. But before we get into it, just a few housekeeping tips and reminders for anybody new today. If you have questions, please share them in the chat or the Q&A window at any time during the presentation. We try to be as interactive as possible during the event, so I will grab questions as I see them. For everything else, though, give us an email at sales@tristaterestorers.com. We are recording. Links to view the PDF and video will be shared with you guys tomorrow morning. For everything else, visit tristaterestorers.com/VCB or our YouTube channel at Tri-State Restorers for a complete archive of all of our coffee breaks. 10 lucky attendees today will be taking home a $5 gift card. Stay to the end to find out how. After the coffee break, please complete the post-event survey, share the topics you'd like us to cover in our next event, and save the date for July 29th. One lucky attendee today will be taking home a $50 Amazon gift card. So stay to the end. We'll do our random number generator and find out who is taking home that gift card. So who we are. We're a family-owned, locally operated and established firm here in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. We specialize in mitigation, remediation, removal, cleanup, and restoration efforts of both small and large water, fire, mold, biohazard, lead, and odor-caused damages. Our company's mission is turning disaster into peace of mind because we're committed to easing the burden of handling your property disaster by providing you with the best customer experience and services possible. Right? Again, this is just our suite of services: water mitigation and restoration, mold remediation, lead abatement, fire and smoke restoration and odor control, biohazard and trauma disinfection, and sewage mitigation and cleanup services. We're licensed, insured, reliable. All of our employees are ICRC certified, EPA lead safe firm, IAQA smart mold firm, and we're 5-star rated on Google. We also have 2 EPA licensed asbestos inspectors on staff, and we belong to all of these wonderful organizations. And I will shout out the Property Management Association, and we are members of 2 chapters of CAI. Now let's get into it. June is National Safety Month. National Safety Month is celebrated in June when people focus on how they can keep their environment safe and free from danger. Started by the National Safety Council in 1996, National Safety Month aims to spread awareness of common safety hazards to prevent injuries and promote overall safety and well-being within your workplace, your home, and your community. Just another staggering statistic, because you guys know I love these. This is from the National Safety Council. Every 2 minutes, preventable hazards cause 1 death and 256 injuries nationwide. Let's take a look.
Every day, we make choices. Whether it's for ourselves or for the people around us. At work, we make choices too. Some choices carry more weight. Choosing safety is about how we look out for each other, how much we care. When an employer chooses safety, they prioritize people. They choose leadership that protects, systems that care, and a culture where safety comes first. Hey guys, they choose to send a clear message. Lives matter. When an employee chooses safety, they ignite courage. The courage to speak up, to pause, to protect a coworker, to make the right call. Because safety doesn't live in manuals or meetings. It lives in everyday choices. Some more impactful than others. Because at the end of every day, what truly matters is choosing to care.
I choose safety.
I choose safety.
I choose safety.
Together we care.
Wasn't that cute? All right. If you see something, say something. This is our motto of today's presentation. So quick poll for everybody. Use the chat in the webinar. When you hear the phrase, if you see something, say something, where do you think of first? Maybe the airport. They have signs up everywhere. If you see something, say something. Those unattended bags. Shopping center, school. Everywhere, right? It's a great answer, Robin. Safety at our home or office. Yep. But do we think about our community? So we already know this concept. We practice see something, say something every day. We just don't always apply it to our communities. We hear it at the airport when we see an unattended bag, at the grocery store when suspicious activity occurs, in parking lots when something just doesn't feel right, at schools when a stranger walks in, on public transportation in a strange place. But what about a leaking ceiling, a security door propped open, water around an HVAC unit, a blocked fire exit, a pool gate that won't latch? Oops. Why are we more likely to report a suspicious backpack on the metro than a serious hazard where we live? Most emergencies don't happen suddenly. They happen after weeks, months, or even years of warning signs. Think about the last major incident at your property, whether it was a water leak, security concerns, a fire hazard, there was structural damage, or resident behavior. Now, how many warning signs existed beforehand? I don't know about the resident behavior. Sometimes they're very unpredictable, as many of you guys know. Safety is a shared responsibility. The safest communities aren't the ones without hazards. They're the ones where people speak up before hazards become emergencies. Property managers can't be everywhere, but an engaged community can. So who notices the problem first? Is it maintenance, housekeeping, vendors, security, the concierge, the residents, maybe dog walkers? Everyone sees something different. The answer is everybody. There's a cost to silence though. The biggest risk isn't the hazard, it's assuming somebody else already reported it. Common examples include water spots that are ignored, condensation and high humidity, strange sounds, strange smells, broken doors, burned out lights, damaged stair treads, suspicious activity. My pro tip here is create multiple reporting channels. Start a resident listserv or utilize an app like Nextdoor in your local neighborhood. If you see something, say something. We do have more about smells and sounds in our most recent couple of coffee break presentations on YouTube if you're interested in hearing about those. So who here discovered a leak that had clearly been active for weeks? Anybody? We hear this all the time. Somebody thought so-and-so reported it, or somebody thought it was getting taken care of, or, well, I figured it wasn't really anything because it didn't get bigger. Who here has found a broken door nobody reported? Now, this is a security issue, right? And everybody probably thinks, well, we all walk through the door, right? So everybody must know that this is broken. Who has had a deceased resident reported weeks after death? This happens more than we think, unfortunately. People don't always understand that, that smell, that odor is a trigger for something that's much, much worse going on behind a closed door. So if you smell something, say something. Who has received multiple complaints after residents assumed management already knew? We hear this from property management professionals all the time. They don't get the notice that something's wrong. They just get all the complaints. Why hasn't this been fixed yet? Oh, well, we didn't know it needed to be fixed. So this is a fun challenge for you guys. And Liam, who was the winner for the last session? So this was announced during the end of the presentation. Our recording is available on YouTube, okay? Hazard recognition challenge. You guys ready? Get those fingers ready. You have 30 seconds. How many safety hazards can you identify in this image? I'll give you all some hints. We've definitely got some running water here. That's probably not the best situation in a parking garage. Yup. Water, leakage. Yup. There's some other pretty obvious things. What about this random extension cord that's just running through the water to nowhere? What about this broken concrete creating a trip hazard? Or this propped open fire door that says keep closed? We put together a full list for everybody. Yep, blocked exit, gas. Potential fire electrical hazard. Exactly. You guys are on it. So we've got a blocked emergency exit. We've got dumpster with boxes all over it, blocking the exit over here. We've got standing water. This is a slip and fall hazard, indicator of issues, maybe a pipe break, maybe drainage issues. Broken concrete and uneven walking surfaces create trip hazards. There's burned out inadequate lighting. There's very, very dark areas in this parking garage. We've got exposed rebar, some visible reinforcement steel exposed, and the damaged concrete over here. Damaged fire protection equipment. The extinguisher cabinet appears to be damaged or compromised. And then potential ADA concerns because this is only a staircase and this exit is completely blocked. All right, you guys ready to do it again? So this is another fun image. We're going to identify some hazards here. This is a pool deck, a multifamily community. Electrical hazard shock, yep. Structural issue would make me sweat. Yes, and do you guys remember, no, I'm not gonna remember the name of the community, but in Florida a few years back, they had that massive building collapse. And it was due to the improperly installed rebar on the pool deck. Cracked concrete, door opening blocked, spilling trash, contamination issue, yes. We've also got this random cone here. What is this cone telling us to do? And we've got a caution wet floor sign next to this completely saturated pool deck, which is a slip hazard. Random concrete pieces everywhere, trash. Fire doors open. Looks like that security camera has probably seen better days. At least the exit, the gate is closed. I did notice that. That is completely closed as it should be. So we've got water intrusion from the building, active leak above the doorway here. We've got possible signage issues, trip hazards near the drain, gate security concerns, lots of issues here. So we've got our eagle eyes on. Let's get into a lot of these different hazards. Security and access control. One propped open door can compromise an entire building. Red flags are if your security doors are held open, broken key fobs, non-working access readers, unknown visitors tailgating in behind people as they're entering the building, residents bypassing security procedures like propping doors open, they're carrying their groceries into the building, that sort of thing. Residents often become comfortable with unsafe behavior. Routine reminders matter. Security starts with awareness. So our pro tip here, install visible and working security cameras. Monitor regularly if you're concerned about uncontrolled access. Proper lighting reduces liability and risk. Criminals and accidents both thrive in poorly lit areas. Red flags here are dark parking garages, stairwells with poor lighting, poorly lit walkways, blind corners, burned out lights in common areas. Our pro tip here is inspect properties after dark, not during business hours, and look for these red flags. Pool safety. And if anybody's ever been, this is one of the best rooftops in all of DC. It's just gorgeous. You get the views of the monument. A pool is one of the most attractive amenities and one of the highest liability exposures. Red flags here. If the gate's not self-latching, there's missing safety equipment, broken fencing, wet walking surfaces, that's a slip hazard, unauthorized after-hours access. Our pro tip here, incidents happen very quickly. Daily inspections save lives. Check signage, ensure everything is clearly labeled. Summer HVAC hazards. It's getting warm outside. We're finally done with the rain this week. We've got some 80-degree days in our future here. Your air conditioning system may be your building's biggest hidden moisture source. Red flags here are condensate line backups, overflowing drain pans, frozen evaporator coils, water stains around air handlers. Our pro tip, check your HVAC systems regularly, especially during the summer months. This is when the most system failures occur. Technology also creates new risks. Which emerging risk concerns you the most? I listed a few here. I've got e-bikes, lithium-ion batteries, EV chargers, smart locks, and package theft. 5 years ago, this slide probably wouldn't exist. Our pro tip here is that policies should evolve as quickly as technology. Stay on top of emerging technology trends and prepare your residents with a set of rules of use well in advance. That way there's no questions as to how to properly use something, how to access. Everybody's on the same page. Let's get into fire safety. Fire protection systems only work when people allow them to work. Red flags here include blocked exits, propped fire doors like we saw in that last image, storage in electrical rooms, missing extinguishers, or alarm troubles. Fire doors save lives only when closed. Our pro tip here, walk your property daily, look for hazards, and encourage residents to see something, say something. Residents are your largest safety team. You just haven't trained them yet. We have to teach our residents what to report, how to report, when to call 911, and what constitutes an emergency. Everyone notices different things. People will report hazards when they believe somebody cares. So creating a reporting culture, keeping open lines of communication so that everyone can see something, say something is so important. Give them that lifeline, that soapbox, so that they feel confident when they come to you and say, I saw something, I need to report it. Community safety starts with you. Your actions directly impact the safety and resilience of your neighborhood, whether you realize it or not. Keeping walkways, sidewalks, and exterior lights clear and functional. Secure doors, windows, and garages, even during the day. Properly store hazardous materials like gasoline, paint, and batteries away from your home. Install smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. Check on them regularly. If you need help with that, my pro tip here is do it during daylight savings. Twice a year, you're replacing that 9-volt battery, you're checking your systems, and you're testing to make sure they're working. Create an emergency plan for your household and review it annually. A well-communicated emergency plan gives you confidence, clarity, and a path to safety. So keep safe by creating an emergency plan. You want to include escape routes, meetup spots, and in contact information. Assemble an emergency kit. This should include water, food, flashlights, batteries, chargers, first aid, medications, and cash. Practice your plan. Regular drills help children and seniors know what to do during an emergency. Stay informed using weather apps, NOAA alerts, and local emergency text notifications. And have a go bag ready in case of sudden evacuation. Keep your essentials packed and accessible. Be a watchful neighbor without being nosy. Staying aware and connected helps prevent incidents and builds trust. You can start or join a local neighborhood watch group chat. Report suspicious activity to local authorities, not social media. Know your neighbors, exchange contact info for emergency situations. Keep an eye out for vulnerable residents, seniors, and new families. Be kind, respectful, and proactive. It goes a long way. The old adage, if you see something, say something. Prepare for the unexpected together. June 1st marked the official start of hurricane season here in the DMV. From natural disasters to household mishaps, preparation saves lives and property. Know local emergency contacts and resources for fire, utility, and restoration. Share tips on preventing water, fire, mold damage before it starts. Help neighbors understand seasonal risks, storms, heat, freezing temps. Encourage regular home maintenance to avoid larger issues. Partner with trusted companies like Tri-State Restorations, experts in fast, local emergency response and recovery. Plan for disaster. Hurricanes, flash floods, and windstorms can happen with little warning, especially in this area. Being prepared can reduce damage and protect lives. Inspect and secure your home by trimming trees, clearing your gutters, reinforce windows and locks. Check your insurance coverage. Know what's covered before you have an emergency, especially flood and wind damage. My pro tip here is check your policy annually. It rarely stays the same. When they renew your policy, they take out different additions, different clauses. So make sure you're reviewing this with your local insurance professional and make sure that the coverage matches your home's needs. Protect important documents, store them in a waterproof, fireproof container or digitally. Take inventory of your belongings before a disaster. Photos and receipts can speed up the insurance claims process. And know who to call. Have a list of emergency contacts, including Tri-State Restorations, for fast property recovery. Now let's get into the importance of a regular home health checkup because we are being proactive, not reactive here. We want to make sure hazards are eliminated before they become emergencies. Just like your body, your property needs regular health checkups as well. Early detections of structural issues or potential hazards can prevent major disasters in your future. These routine biannual inspections not only help you prevent future property damages, saving you time and money, they help you avoid potential legal issues by ensuring your property meets modern code and safety standards. Keeping up to date on your property maintenance can not only keep you, but your community safe. So steps for a thorough property health check. Want to do an exterior inspection of your roof, gutters, walls, and foundation. Check the integrity of any exterior doorways and drains as well. Interior inspection. You want your plumbing systems, your electrical systems, and your HVAC all inspected by a local professional. Structural integrity. Check for cracks, leaks, and signs of wear in your foundation and supporting structures. Safety features. Fire extinguishers. They should be available, and also check the expiration date. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about fire extinguishers, we did a whole coffee break deep dive all into the different types of extinguishers you need and for where. We also want to check our smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Documentation and reporting. Maintain a record of inspections and repairs throughout the year. If you have to file a claim, this can prove that you were not negligent with your repairs and upkeep. And host a safety meeting with your staff and maintenance workers. There are a lot of digital tools out there available at your disposal, a lot of free tools. OSHA, the NSC, and NIOSH all release weekly toolbox talks and safety meeting sheets. Depending on your local government, you can also find resources available through fire and rescue services. Important safety discussions include a refresher of where to locate emergency shutoff valves for water and electrical, fall protection best practices and regulations for maintaining your facilities and grounds, and reminders to stay masked up while inside of a community facility and residents' homes. It's also an important topic to keep everyone safe, especially if you live in a elderly community. Host a watershed or neighborhood cleanup event. Get your residents and neighbors involved. Instill a culture of safety and community. and have some fun while you're doing it. Make a day of it. Provide resources like trash bags for disposal, gloves, grab sticks, and a reward for their efforts and hard work. We've seen managers offer snacks, ice cream, and other incentives for participation. Do it right, and they'll likely continue to help year round. Plus, your residents will also gain a peace of mind knowing who their neighbors are firsthand. This reinforces safety in your community. And here's just a watershed cleanup we do with the Urbana Highlands and Villages communities here. Just a couple pictures on the right. And this is a very fun, low-cost way to get everyone involved. Plus, you're beautifying your local community at the same time. Who doesn't want to feel proud of where they live and how wonderful it looks? We're just picking up bottles and trash. Host a safety event in your community. Safe community events will show your residents how they can prevent crime in their neighborhoods. Find out what services are available to keep their community safe and provide an opportunity to meet and get to know their neighbors so they can work together to reinforce what's presented during the event. Has anybody here ever hosted a safe community event? I've got a few ideas here for you. If you haven't, I highly encourage it. The best time to build relationships with your neighborhood and your neighbors is before the emergency. You want to invite your fire department, local police and emergency personnel, utility providers, restoration contractor like Tri-State, and security vendors. Have a meet and greet with all of your residents so they know who's coming to help them in their time of need. Fun activities for residents and their children during this event. You can invite a local food truck or ice cream truck, host a family-friendly concert. You can do fire extinguisher demonstrations, CPR training. You can do child ID kits and emergency planning. And then we could also host a pool party and sponsor pool safety talks. So it's just another way to get everybody involved in creating a culture of safety. The top 10 hazards we see every day, and I'm gonna leave you with this so it's top of mind. Water leaks, condensation line backups, security doors propped open, lighting failures, blocked exits, trip hazards, pool gate failures, unauthorized access, overflowing drains, and unreported maintenance concerns. None of these hazards are unusual, and every single one of them is preventable. Safe communities are created by people who care enough to act. In closing, following proper mitigation standards after a leak, flood, fire, or tremor loss is reported is crucial to save time, money, and prevent unnecessary secondary property loss. If you suspect water damage, mold growth, or any other property hazard, give us a call on our emergency services line. We are available 24/7 to help you. Now we're going to open this up for questions. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat or the Q&A window. And we'll take a couple of moments here to go through these. In communities where residents or staff knows hazards but don't report them because they assume someone else will handle it or they're not sure what's worth escalating, what reporting system or communication approach have you seen best to turn awareness into action without creating report fatigue? Oh, that's a great question, Jackson. I'm so glad you asked it. So yes, report fatigue it's a real thing. You have that one person who's on the neighborhood watch that wants to report every single movement of all of their neighbors, right? So my pro tip for you, educate your residents. Tell them these are the 10 red flags we would love for you to report to us. If you see any of these 10 things, send us a message. Let us know. So, for instance, maybe a fire door was left propped open. I mean, honestly, I would say as the resident, you can go on ahead and close that. But if you want to have some intervention, you can go to the property management office and just let them know. But you have to educate your residents and train them on what to report. So not knowing your specific community or what your pain points are, I would say kind of go through everything, do a site walk, and just look for those top 10 kind of red flags that you would want to be reported to you, and then educate your residents and say, this is what we're looking for. Let us know if you see any of this, okay? And I'm here to help as well. We have a couple of other user guides that we send to communities. So Jackson, let me know. Happy to send that to you and you can share that with your residents. In non-gated communities, how can we watch out for seniors who live alone? So Valerie, the best thing there, having community days, meeting your neighbors. If everyone is aware that, Miss Smith lives at this property and she's an elderly resident who can't get around very easily, if everyone knows that, then everyone can group together and help make sure that that resident is safe. That's why we promote doing these safe community day events or watershed cleaning events. It's anything to get people out of their homes and together as a community. The other positive to that, to hosting one of those events, is your neighbors know who your neighbors are, and you can more easily spot stranger danger. And then you can report people that really don't belong, and hopefully prevent a hazard that way as well. Right. So I'm not seeing any other questions here. I'm going to keep moving along because we want to make sure we're getting to the prizes. So let's do my random number generator here. I've got 126. So bear with me. I got to scroll down, everybody. Alrighty. Let's see. So Miss Susan Larkhall, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Susan Larkhall, you are our lucky random winner today of a $50 Amazon gift card. Congratulations. And Mr. Liam, it is a raffle. I put in a random number generator here in Google, and I just pick a number based on the number of attendees. Right. So congratulations, Miss Susan. We're gonna move on. I know why everybody's not talking in the chat because they're ready for this next slide. Let me know one thing you learned today. The first time responses will get a digital gift card. Let's see what everybody learned. This is my favorite part, guys. If you see something, say something. Yes, Jim, definitely. Learn that community cleanups can be beneficial for all with incentives. Sign-ups are online. If you see something, say something. Use common sense for safety all the time. Exactly, Holly. Make a plan for disaster and audit property for standing emergency issues. Involve your community staff, authorities, and insurance providers as needed. Yep, Paul, perfect. Best time to be close with neighbors is before an incident. Correct, Sebastian. New techs bring new risks for fire, contamination, or access to security issues. Exactly, Philip. Prevention beats recovery costs. 100%, Wesley. Awareness strengthens community safety. Correct. You guys are superstars. I love it. Thank you all so, so much. And yes, congratulations, Susan. I will be getting you that gift card by the end of today. I will be sending it to your email. Okay, honey? So moving on, I want you guys to save the date. July 29th. We'll be back at you with another fun topic. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you all so much for joining us. And let's create a culture of safety in your community. Take care now. Thank you. Have a good one.